Hello everybody. Today we are here to do a follow-up 2.5 year review for my Shark P50 powered lift-away dual clean cordless vacuum cleaner. Yeah, it's a mouthful, but it's a good vacuum cleaner, so I guess it deserves it. After 2.5 years of living with this thing, what are my thoughts? What kind of issues might you run into with this or perhaps other Shark vacuum cleaners? I hope they've addressed some of the issues with this. Let's go through them, and I'll show you some of the things I do and don't like about it, and issues that I've had. All in all, this is an awesome vacuum cleaner. I almost never touch my Dyson anymore. I think I've touched it about once in the last year. Because this is such a good vacuum cleaner. The suction power on this is incredible. The battery life, I don't have the battery in it right now, it's charging, is phenomenal. I can do my whole house on a charge easily. I did my whole first floor the other day with one bar on the battery. It has a three light indicator and only had one light when I started, and it made it through the entire carpeted areas, non-carpeted areas, everything just fine, and I was able to mop my floor afterwards. So, super easy to use. The lift away, push the button, comes off very easily. If I want to take this bottom section off, I just push the wand release. It's hard to do while I've got it up like this. It's better when you set it down on the ground. And it just comes out quite easily. And then you've got this part you can take with you, and if I don't want the wand part, I pull the trigger here and release that, and everything's ready right there. Christmas clock. It is noon. Issues that I've had with it are with the buttons, and another one just fell off here, and with a part right here breaking. So let me show you a little bit about it. It is dirty, it needs to be emptied, everything, so I decided to show you all the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's get started. Like any vacuum cleaner, stuff gets wadded up in here, but it's pretty easy to get to it to clean it out. No tools required to get to the roller here. Just take a penny, turn these to the open position, and lift this right out. You can clean the teeth off. The teeth clean the roller here. So you can pull all your lint and hair, your carpet fuzz. If you've got pets, you're going to get a lot of stuff in here. Pull that right off and put that in the garbage can, which I will pull out and sit down here next to us. All of this is easy. See, there's a groove right here. This is designed so that you can get a pair of scissors, get under this, and cut through it. I'll take my kitchen shears here. Don't worry, I'll wash these afterwards. Cut through there, and that lets you pull all the hair right off. That is not from animals. Well, maybe it's from my daughters, and they have their moments, they're teens. If you've got kids that are teens, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But this is super easy to clean. It wasn't super dirty, so I'm not going to get too carried away, because as soon as I start using it, it's going to collect more anyway, so I don't need perfection. There is a little lip right here, little seal. See the dirt right there? I like to take an old toothbrush or something and clean that out. Just because it's something I like to do. Now, one thing that you may have noticed is right here, and some of it's broken off again already. It's supposed to look like this over here. The thing about this plastic is it is a little bit on the brittle side. This was caused when a carpet fiber got wound around this and pulled against this so hard, that initial violent jerk, it cracked the plastic. Now, I ended up buying a whole new power head here, but while I was waiting for it to come in, I took some JB weld and put across here. It's starting to flake off. This was like a year ago now. And it's held in place just fine. All it needs to do is hold this roller end in place for the gears to mesh properly. And it's good to go. Speaking of gears, if I pull, there's a little button on the side here you can push to release this. These gears mesh with this right here, and you see those are starting to get a little bit flatted and rounded, and on super heavy carpet it can cause some skipping, and this doesn't help. So that is one issue I have with this. That is a bit on the annoying side. That is super easy to put back in, one-handed. How does this go back in? Let's do it the right way. Just clip these. These have these little tabs. See, one of the tabs is broken off right there. It still holds in place fairly well. Just take my penny, twist that back in place. Boom, I am done with that. Let me set that off to the side. On this, the wand and everything is excellent, except for, notice my button's missing. There's part of one right there. There's the other two. Now, if you look, these are oriented like this. The only thing that keeps this all together is this tiny, tiny little area right here. Very fragile. I just happen to be taking this and pushing the whole thing up under my bed to get up under the bed, because I'm doing a bathroom renovation for my ensuite bathroom. I got drywall dust everywhere, so I was having to clean the entire room. And tapped this as it come across. See, it's rounded right there. Tapped it against the bottom edge of the bed. Not even really hard. It just grazed past it. But it was enough to break this. After 2.5 years, this plastic got brittle enough. Just that little bump across there was enough to break it. So I've super glued it back into place a couple of times with some gel super glue. It held for a little bit. I'm going to try a regular liquidy super glue and see if it will get more adhesion. And see if it'll stay there a little bit longer. Otherwise, I may have to buy this wand piece here is all one unit. I may have to buy that. Changing or cleaning this is very easy. You just pull the little tabs on each side, pull it out. If you want to empty it, push the thing there, and it falls down, and you can empty it. Up inside there, you're going to see a little screen. You want to make sure that's not clogged up. Fuzz gets on that sometimes and will clog it up. There is another release right here on the top. You can push to open to get to that a lot easier. So, very easy to clean that, and I've just taken this under the vegetable sprayer and cleaned it out too. You can tell I've got a lot of drywall dust still that I'm dealing with, so there's lots of little pieces of stuff all over the place I'm having to clean up. You do want to clean your vacuum. Over time, they all get to the point where they need to be cleaned, so it is a real good idea to do that. The hose comes out of here quite easily, and then you've got your entire unit set aside. And then you're just left with this, which is the motor and filter. Filter comes out very easily. You've got a foam filter. Underneath is a paper filter. You can wash these right in the sink, which I plan on doing while my battery is charging, and just let them dry out. I'm probably, after 2.5 years, in need of a replacement, so I might want to think about getting those. Another thing I need to replace after 2.5 years, nobody ever thinks about, when you pull out your battery well, you pull up and there's the HEPA filter. And you notice it is kind of dirty. I've never changed it, so it is due to be replaced. I'm going to try washing it and see what happens, but I think it's better to replace it. So That's it. Super easy to take this thing apart. I've done most of this one-handed while I'm holding the phone. Right here on my kitchen counter. Everything's just, it's really intuitive. And the suction on this thing and the battery life is outstanding. After 2.5 years of beating it up, as I treat a vacuum like a vacuum ought to be treated. In other words, it's a tool for me to use, and tools shouldn't be treated gingerly. They should be able to handle whatever you throw at them as long as you're not doing anything stupid. And I try not to be stupid. I try to treat these things well. But there are those things like grazing it against the bottom of the bed. It wasn't mistreating it. I had an entry rug that the fiber got loose and caused me the issues with a power head there. I wasn't mistreating it. It just happened. So I don't think this model can be bought anymore unless it's used anyway. But if you find one of these used for a good price, they're fantastic. These are awesome vacuum cleaners. And I tell you what, it's got me to the point where if this dies, I will buy another Shark. I never believed in them before. I thought they were just hype. But man, these things are awesome. So anyways, that's 2.5 years of use and abuse on a Shark P50 vacuum cleaner. Let me know if you've had one for 2.5, 3+ years. What has been your experience? What things have you had to deal with? What's gone wrong? What's gone right? Share your information with us, and hope you got something out of this. Talk to you guys later.